All right, welcome back to another episode of Craftworks. You recognize where we're at? Yeah, we're back at our church in our mega base, and we've got more work to get going in this area. We spent last episode over in the mega factory. I don't know what we're calling that just yet, but today we're going to start working a little bit more. As you can see, my dirt pillars are back, working more in our mega base area. All right, so what are we going to be working on today? Well, you can see I'm starting to try and figure out a build that I want to do here. And it's going to be a farmhouse of a certain type, but we're not going to probably get this whole thing done today, because what I want to do is actually get, and what these stones are representing, is getting in some farms. So we're going to have a set of farms here, one above it. I'll tell you a little bit more about what that's going to be in just a minute. But the one I want to get done first is over here in this water pit. Now, I need to fly up and show you a little bit of an aerial view of this. Okay, so if you can see from clear up here, this is like the perfect pit. I don't know if it's supposed to be a ravine or what, but it made this perfect cylinder almost for us. It's a little high on a certain size, but being able to just go all the way down, we can really dig this out pretty quick. We're going to need some sponges, obviously, to clear it out, but I'm thinking that this is where we're going to put a creeper farm. Now, some of the decoration on the top portion, I don't know quite what we're going to do yet, but I at least marked out where the middle-ish of this is, so that we can come out, kind of build walls that go down into the floor. I think we might use glass, so that way the sea life can still swim around it. But the reason I want the creeper farm out here is we can kind of put it underground without having to dig a real big hole. We can put some kind of fun decoration on top. And then as we keep building in this area, hopefully this will just keep producing creepers, and we'll have more gunpowder, because as much as I like to fly, I'm also running out of rockets. So we definitely need a way of getting our own rockets. It's too expensive to buy them because, well, as we know, I'm dirt poor. I don't have enough diamonds on here. Even with what I'm doing over with Impala, still don't have enough. So we're going to work on getting that farm put in and this farm. So let's jump straight in to getting this creeper farm build up. Okay, and while I was able to find a little glass, we got some different glass blocks here. I wasn't able to quite get enough, so we're going to come back over here, get some of this extra sand smelted down, and hopefully, let's see, I think we are only going to need a few buckets here. Yep, that's going to get going. Let's put this one in. We'll put some extra sand up here, and then I guess I can put the extra lava in there. Hopefully this will fill up again quick, but that'll let our glass get smelting down, and we'll get started with what we have, and then we'll come back over and get this. Okay, and the style that we're gonna do is a pretty common one, and so what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna be underwater here for just a minute, but for the most part, these are pretty easy to build. They're basically just the shape of when you put a bucket of water down. That's about how big you need to make your platform. So we're going to go through here. Oop, don't need that one. We're just going to go through and create the base. Now, every layer underneath it is essentially just going to be the same. So we're going to need some redstone components that go down here through the middle. And then we'll build out each platform. But I don't want to do this all in the water. So I'm going to figure out where we need our wall. We'll probably do it 3 away just to be careful, or just to give it enough space. And then I'll go see, I think Millie has some sponges. I'll have to go see if she's got those still, because I'm not going to drain this out with just sand. We're going to use the right tools to do it. So let me get this stone in, and then let's go see if she's got sponges. And with this in, it is time to see how well, oh, I've got some friends. Do I go attack them? I don't think so. I'm too close to my villagers. I don't want to start a raid out here. But man, I'd love some of their heads. All right, well, we'll see if they're there in a second. But what I started doing is putting in the outside wall here. And what we wanted to see is how well did we stay within kind of this natural drop? And I think we did pretty well. Like it was a total guess. Now it might be a little close on this side. That's okay, because we already knew we were gonna have to dig out this side, because down here, it already comes up quite a bit here. So we'll have to dig through there. I might even have to bring a beacon. I guess we'll have to figure out how deep do we want to go with this farm. 8 layers? 10 layers? I don't know, something to figure out. But now what I'm going to actually go through is start putting in our glass wall here. I think glass is going to look pretty cool because we'll be able to see into the farm, be able to see the fish swimming around outside. So let's get that glass in, and then it's time for sponges. And I decided maybe I'm going to try and get a few of their heads. Let's go take care of our neighbors, we'll call it. And after making some really great progress, we got all of the stone in, I think on the bottom portion, which is awesome. Oh, looks like I got a piece of glass there. Might need to fix that. And then, I don't know if y'all recognized the fatal flaw that I had in this design. Oh, I totally messed this up because I forgot regular glass, even in water, is still going to let light in there. So we're going to need to replace this with tinted glass. So I'm actually bringing the stone wall up a little bit, but it means I've got to rip this glass all out. Oh, why didn't I think of that? I don't know. It's just a little setback. I'm also going to need to go look for a geode because I do not have any crystals. So that's something we're going to have to do. So I got to rip this glass out and then go find those crystals. So let's go. And to get the tinted glass we're going to need, I came down here in a mine shaft that we have just part of our mining area, I guess you'd call it. And luckily there's a geode in here. So I'm going to come in here, see if I can break these off. This always makes me so anxious because I don't want to break these. But I have not done much in the way of optimizing this. So I might break out a few of these extra blocks. We're going to get a bunch of these so we can make that tinted glass. And I guess, yeah, while I'm down here, let's just clean this up a little bit. All right, and I didn't come super prepared. As you can see, we filled up our inventory pretty good. So we didn't quite get this all cleared out. But luckily it's right by our base. We're going to be able to come... Oh, I got to make sure I grab some of those floating ones there. But I think we now have enough amethyst shards that we should be able to go make that tinted glass. So let's jump back up there and get it in. Holy cow, did you know how many of these amethyst shards it takes just to make 2 tinted glass? Holy cow. I only was able to get a small portion of glass in with what we got down there. I thought we got a whole bunch, so I raised this up so there'd just be a tiny ring of this tinted glass. But holy cow, that is a lot. So we're going to need to actually just go buy some. But I think it's going to cost us like 4 diamonds over at the shop just to do this last part. But it'll at least get us going on the project. And while we're over there, we can also get the sponges that we're going to need. So let's jump over to the shopping district. Okay, welcome to the shopping district. I don't actually know if I've shown this off before. So out there we have a big, what do you call it? Enderman Ender? I don't know what it's called, but a farm out there for us to get XP. But in the shopping district, we actually had a whole bunch of people work on emptying the end island. So we're down here to look at the shops. All right, and I had to turn up my render distance. For some reason it was down low, but now you can actually get a full glimpse of what's really here. All right, so the reason we came out here was specifically to go to Millie's shop. So this is going to be a place where we can get kind of that tinted glass, but there are lots of different shops out here. I don't know what's spoilers, what's not, so I'll look around, and if it is a spoiler, sorry, but watch for their videos on all these builds. It's pretty cool stuff, and ironically, I am a partner in this log shop, and I have never been inside. We better check it out so Impala doesn't get mad at us for not even seeing our own shop. Oh, this is pretty cool. All right. I usually have just bought my logs back at the spawn village, but this is awesome. We got all the different logs in here. This is going to be great for some future projects. But distraction aside, we need to get over here to Millie's shop, and I am not 100% sure where in here. I think these are all her books. Crossbows, tridents, maybe upstairs. Let's go upstairs. She has so much stuff here. This is awesome because these are a lot of things that normally I don't like to get, like the clay. There is the inks. Ooh, even some quartz. So many things in here, but this is what we're looking for. And it looks like it is 1 stack per 2 diamonds. So I'm gonna get out my money and then we're gonna buy some and then we'll be back at the farm. Okay, and there's our 2 stacks. So I was gonna say we're just gonna meet back at the farm, but I wanna show you how cool this place is to get out of. So if we come down here, we actually have this column that I don't know if there's anything inside of it, except for all you gotta do is fly in here or walk in here. Bubble column all the way up. Pretty quick. And there's our way home. All right, and back at home, it is time to get this glass in. Oh, now that we're all the way back, I didn't grab the sponges. Well, guess I'm going back out to the shopping district so we can get those sponges, and then it's gonna be time to start clearing this out. So let me get the glass in, go get those sponges, and we'll meet you back here. And we're back out here in Millie's shop. We just barely got the glass, and look at where they were, right by where we're at. So it looks like there's no price on them. Before you return, oh, that's page 2. Welcome to the sponge rental shop. There are currently 3 stacks and 57 sponges available to rent. If you borrow, please fill out your name, date, and how many when rented in this book on page 3. All right, so I won't make you watch that. It does look like we have some stacks. I'll probably get like maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll take 2 stacks, rent those, and then we'll bring them back when we're done. Okay, that sand is all the way in. So as you can see, we're here. I'm going to start a little time lapse. If you see the time lapse, you'll know this went well. If you don't see the time lapse, then you'll know we had some problems doing this. So let's kick off that potential time lapse. All right, that probably wasn't the prettiest. We'll see if there's even the time lapse in there. But as you can see, I put way too many sponges. I think this shape is kind of weird to drain. I think that was my problem. But we at least got one side drained. So time to break out all these sponges and do the other 3. Okay, and Millie recommends that we do these sponges up on the nether roof. Oh, why is there a bee? That's weird. Bee in the nether. I don't know. Must be someone doing something around here. But as Millie recommends, if we just come up here, and you guys might know this, but I've actually never used sponges before. So I didn't know this trick, but that is pretty cool. That is a good way of getting these all dried out. And then the other thing I didn't know, I've actually never made a diamond hoe with efficiency 5 on it, but it makes it super easy just to come through. So we got those all dried out. Well, we still got these other ones to do. I'll do that, and then we're headed back. I think we're halfway through, so I'm just gonna do this real quick. Man, that's a little loud. I'm gonna do this real quick. We're gonna drain the other side, and then I'll show you where we're at. All right, and with the last of that sand ripped out, I realized this hole is even better than I first thought. So if I actually come down here, what's the way in here? Let's see, was it over here? Oh, there it is. Look at what is underneath all of this. There's a whole extra cave. I went down here and lit it up so we wouldn't get attacked. But if we need to keep dropping this down, there's a lot more room down here than I thought. So this is going to be pretty awesome if we just, I don't know, keep digging down, but I don't know how many layers we're going to go. So I'm going to actually not do that right now because we need to go get these sponges back to Millie. But that is pretty awesome that we got this much cleared out with these sponges, and it wasn't too bad. So let's go get those back to her, and then we're going to keep building this. And quite a bit later, we have this farm up and running. You may have just seen it trigger there, but we've got it up and running. And I think the only way I can really show this is from free camming it. So let's do that, because now that it's dark in there, I do not want to go in. As you can see, it's just the traditional multi-layer version, and then they come down here and land on the campfires. So we've got that up and running. It hasn't done much. I put a bubble column up, a drop down here, and then let's see, and this has only been running for a few minutes. All right, looks like we're getting some string and some gunpowder. The string will trade away, but the gunpowder obviously will make rockets. Now, this isn't the most efficient farm because I haven't built and placed an AFK anywhere. So while we're working in this area, it'll kind of run, and I'm really curious to see how it works. I've never built one this way before, so it'll be interesting to see if it works for us. But while that is running, and the reason I did that is now we can turn our attention over to a carrot farm over here. So I'm going to jump in. This is pretty traditional carrot farm. It's kind of a layer here where the villager throws carrots to another villager. And we're going to put one up top too, so we have two of them running at the same time. So let me build that up real quick, and then we'll see what we've got. Okay, and these second farms are actually pretty easy. I'll probably do a quick tutorial on them at some point, but essentially you just need a 9x9 area. We're going to put a villager in here that will harvest the crops, and here's his composter, so it'll turn into a farmer. And then I don't have it set out here because I don't know what blocks we're going to use. We'll have another villager there. So when this person wants to share, they'll come over, and because of this trapdoor, they're not going to be able to walk all the way in like we can, because a villager's just a little bit taller. So they'll get stopped here, try and throw something to that guy, and it's going to get picked up by this hopper and into that chest. So I'm going to pre-seed this and get the carrots all growing. If we come up here, you'll see it's the exact same layout up here. So we're going to have a 2-story farmhouse here. And again, it's going to be another villager. So 4 villagers, 1 in each of the crop areas, 1 on each where they try and throw it. And that is how easy these farms are to set up. Now you'll notice I don't have any walls, and that's because I haven't quite figured out what we're going to do here. So I've been doing my traditional laying out the dirt. We're going to figure that out. We will probably get some temporary walls in for the first little bit here. And then as we start building it up, then we'll do that all in the next episode. Today was really just me getting up these farms, getting up that farm. Oh boy. These guys have been coming around a lot lately. I don't know if I want to take them on with my villagers here. So yeah, we're just going to ignore them for now. Okay, and with those 2 farms in, we are ready to start generating a lot of carrots and hopefully some gunpowder to help offset how much we use rockets. But that is going to be it for this episode. We're going to tackle this building and the landscape and really start making this look like a farm in the next episode. So definitely come back, watch for that one, and until then, we'll talk to you soon.